Hello, this is How To Bob, and today we're going to hook up and check out the iTSX Power Programmer from SCT. I'm installing this on a Ford Powerstroke 6-liter diesel, so underneath the steering column to the right is where the programmer is going to be installed, and simply push it on there. Once you push it on, get a good connection, you'll get one red light followed by two blinking green lights, and then it's installed. This programmer can be used on the iPhone, the iPod, or the iPad. I'm going to start off by using the iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my Bluetooth. Once I get that connected, take just a minute here, I can go back to my main screen, and I've already downloaded the app. It's a free app. I can go ahead and load that up, and you'll see on the iPad it offers you 3 analog gauges, and it'll ask you to turn the key on so that it can access all the information from the vehicle. But it gives you 3 analog gauges that you can choose from. You can also edit those, change what you want to see in your analog gauges. Some of the options shown here. And you can personalize it however you like. There's also several digital gauges that you can adjust on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's take a look on the iPhone. Here's what it looks like. We're going to run the diagnostics on the vehicle, and as you can see, there's no problem with this vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the performance, and what this does is maps out your performance for the vehicle, lets you run 0 to 60 times, and it just keeps track of your total performance with whatever program you have. Now we're going to take a look at the gauges in the iPhone. The biggest thing you'll notice is that there is only one analog gauge and one digital, and each time you go to plug this in, it's going to ask you to turn the key on, and then it'll sync with your iPod, iPad, or iPhone. And then once you get that connected, you can then edit what your analog or digital gauge shows, so you can personalize it. It's very similar to what it looked like on the iPad, with the exception of there's only one analog and one digital gauge. I'm going to go ahead and set my analog gauge to read pedal position, just so I can show you what it does. The next thing we're going to look at is the program mode, and this is where you add the horsepower and the torque. So it's going to go through a few diagnostics. It's going to ask you what kind of vehicle you have, which type engine you have, and then you can hit unlock options, and there is just a slew of different options that you can choose when programming your vehicle. You can go into performance and tell it you want the maximum. You can set it for towing. There's options for the EGR. There's also options for the Jake brake, whether you want that on or off. You can also set your axle ratio in this area. As you navigate through the menus, you can see just how many different types of options that this programmer offers. So now we're going to go back into the performance section, and we'll see what other options we have available in the performance section. So we pick 6.0 liter since that's the truck we have, and it's really the only option with this programmer. We hit adjust options, and then it just opens up all kinds of options. We're going to hit performance. So many options. Just looking through here, you can set it up for towing, hauling. The one thing I do recommend before you program your truck with this tuner is to hook it up to your computer and update the firmware so that there's no issues when you program your truck. It's also recommended to return the truck back to stock factory settings if you're planning on taking it in to get it worked on, because they could flash the truck and take all your programming out and cause a lot of problems for your truck. So before you take it in, always return it to stock. Overall, this is a good performance programmer, fairly easy to use, and it offers quite a few options. What we've seen here is just a sampling of what this programmer offers. This is How To Bob. Thanks for watching.